Hey everybody, DeSean on X10 back with another video for you guys today, and today is a different video, hopefully a new series that me and Don's here with me.
Peace.
Hopefully we can keep going for a while. We love March Madness, as you guys saw by the title. This is going to be a March Madness showdown between both our brackets. We both filled out our brackets earlier, and we're just gonna have a little competition. As you see by the background, we have some just of our favorite basketball cards. Obviously wanted to show those off because it's March Madness season. We got a Trae Young graded from I think that's Panini Hoops. Really cool there. Joel Embiid, obviously the Sixers are our favorite team. He's one of the best players in the NBA. Landry Shamet before he got traded. We really liked Landry. And then this is just Keem Olajuwon graded card, pretty cool.
My favorite player when I was a kid.
Yeah. And then in the back, this little bracket game that we're going to do, our brackets, whoever wins is going to be able to open 2018-19 certified basketball box. It'll just go on our channel afterwards, so it'll be really cool to see who wins. A little bragging rights. It's, you know, pretty much the both of ours, but it's just for bragging rights fun. Okay, so what we're going to do is just pretty much run down each of our brackets beforehand. We didn't know who picked what, you know, going into it, so we kind of did it on our own, and it's just going to be fun to see who picked what, and you know where they picked it and the winner and everything like that. So here's Don's bracket right here. I'm just going to do a little rundown.
It's the winner right there.
Yep, so obviously you guys see Duke, but you know, we want to go through some of the upsets, see some of the upsets, you know, Elite 8, Sweet 16, all that good stuff. So up at the top, obviously Duke, and then UCF, they would play each other. Mississippi State over the 12 seed Liberty, that's a good pick. Virginia Tech and St. Louis, he picked St. Louis, so that's 13 beating the 4, that would be big. Maryland and LSU both advanced 6 and 3, and then Minnesota and Michigan State a 10 and a 2 advancing in what is this, the east side of the bracket. Then we moved on down. We have Gonzaga and Baylor 1 and 9 seed, Murray State a 12 seed beating 5 seed. I've been seeing that a lot. That's a very popular pick, Murray State over Marquette. Obviously Murray State has one of the best players other than Zion Williamson and Ja Morant, so that's a big pick. Florida State, they've been playing very well as of late. Buffalo as a 6 seed. That's really cool to see Buffalo, you know, getting some praise. Texas Tech, but he actually had Northern Kentucky, so that's going to be a big one right there. And then Florida was playing good as of late, and Michigan. Now let's move over to this side of the bracket. Virginia, you know, I don't think they're going to lose twice in 1 year, so hopefully not, at least in the first round. Ole Miss, yeah, 2 years in a row. Wisconsin and Kansas State, pretty much big picks there. St. Mary's 6 over 11. Obviously we like Villanova because we're from not from Philly, but we obviously root for Philly teams. But he has St. Mary's and Old Dominion, so that mini section of the bracket, he's got the 14 and the 11 moving on, and then Iowa and Tennessee, the 10 and the 2. Into the last region, the Midwest region, we have North Carolina. Pretty much everybody has that. Washington, 8-9. It's really a toss-up. Utah State's pretty good, but he has Washington, Auburn, and Kansas. So the 4 and the 5 get out of that. Ohio State, the 11 seed, up against Iowa State. Iowa State's been playing pretty well. They won the Big 12 tournament, I'm pretty sure. But Ohio State's always a tough out, so that's a good pick. Houston, like Houston, they're the 3 seed this year. They were the 6 seed, I believe, last year, so they've definitely moved up this year. And then Wofford and Kentucky coming out with the 7 and the 2. All right, so to save some time, we'll just move to the Elite 8. We have Duke moving to the Elite 8, and then LSU over Michigan State. That's, you know, nothing too crazy there. That's a pretty good matchup if that happens. All right, so to save some time, we'll just move to the Elite 8. We have Duke moving to the Elite 8, and then LSU over Michigan State. That's, you know, nothing too crazy there. That's a pretty good matchup if that happens. Then in the Elite 8 in the West region, we have the Zags beating Florida State and Michigan coming over Buffalo. So that's pretty good. And then out of those two, Duke versus LSU, Duke would move to the Final Four in the East bracket, and he has Michigan beating Gonzaga in the West bracket, the 2 over the 1. So it would be Duke versus Michigan. Then we have you would have Kansas State moving to the Elite 8 over Virginia, so that would be a very big upset if that happens. And then Tennessee over St. Mary's moving to the Elite 8 as well. And then Coming down to Tennessee, the 2 seed, and Kansas State, the 4 seed. That would be Tennessee coming to the Final Four. Down below, nothing too crazy. We have North Carolina over Auburn, and then Kentucky over Houston. So the 1-2 and North Carolina advances to the Final Four. The Final Four matchups, we have Duke, Michigan, like I said, and he has Duke coming out on top, and Tennessee, North Carolina, and he has Tennessee coming out on top. And then the national champion, he has Duke. And then by the score, we have a final score tiebreaker. He has 72-68, so a close game. Duke over Tennessee as his national champion.
Now that score is a tiebreaker, but if anybody hits it exactly on the nose, they get an extra box. The loser has to go buy another box of the winner's choice, up to a $200 box.
So I'm cool with that.
If you hit it dead on, that's...
So that is Don's bracket right there.
That's the winner right there, people. That's the winner.
Pretty unique thing about mine is, as you guys can tell, we have the same national championship matchup. We have both Duke and Tennessee going to the national championship. We didn't know ahead of time, so it's really going to come down to like the first couple weeks that we'll know who really won. It's really going to come down to finding, who has bigger matchups, who gets some more points. Like, as you guys see, I have Syracuse advancing over Gonzaga all the way to the Final Four. So that would be some big points if that happens. Syracuse has been really good in the tournament.
I had Syracuse losing in the first round. So
yeah, he had Syracuse losing. He had Syracuse losing in the first round. So if that happens, if they get me some points here, that would be big. Other ones, I have Belmont or Temple. That game's actually happening in the first four games. So I have Belmont or Temple over Maryland. So that would be a big one. I have Liberty up here. But you guys have seen pretty much. I just went over that as well. I have Virginia moving to the Elite Eight against Tennessee. He had St. Mary's and I have Villanova, so that would give me some points, or it could go his way. So it's really going to be fun to see what happens. Down in the West bracket again, I will go over. I have Nevada. I like their team. I like the Martin twins with Cody and Corey Martin, I think it is. They're really good players, Nevada. I have them going to the Elite Eight.
Marines guys.
Yeah, they look like more like the Usos. So we like to compare them to the Usos. So I would have them in the Elite Eight with Syracuse. It would be an 8 seed Syracuse up against a 7 seed Nevada. So that would be a very crazy matchup. I guess a lot of good points there if that actually happens. And then in our in my Midwest, I have Wofford going beating Kentucky in the second round. If that happens, they would advance up against Houston. I have Houston moving to the Elite Eight right here as well, and I would actually have them in the Final Four beating UNC. Pretty much the same over here. I have like Utah State. He had Washington, so we can get some points here. Up here, I also had Oregon. They've been playing really well as of late. He had Wisconsin, so definitely possibility for more points either way for him or me. So Oregon, I have them advancing to 2 rounds. So pretty much, as you guys can see, that's pretty much the big difference right there. We both have the same national championship matchup, which is pretty funny, which is pretty cool, and it'll just be really interesting to see what matchups win. Minnesota, I think he had he had Minnesota as well. So some cool matchups. Just really across the board, it's going to be a fun tournament. Always is every year. My tiebreaker is 86-82, so I have a little higher score than him. So Duke can obviously pour it on, pretty rapidly with Zion and RJ Barrett and those guys. And then Tennessee, they beat Kentucky twice, so anything's possible there. So I have Duke as the national champion. He has Duke as the national champion. So it'll definitely be interesting to see. And yeah, that's pretty much my bracket. So yeah, that's going to do it for the video today, guys. Just me and Don doing our brackets. Just thought it would be a really cool topic video to do. Definitely for some bragging rights. March Madness is definitely one of the best postseason tournaments around. So it's just going to be a very fun couple weeks. The national championship will always be fun, to see if, an 11 seed, 12 seed can make it to the Final Four. That's always interesting, like Loyola, Chicago last year. That was a great story. So hoping we can get something like that as well this year, hopefully in the form of Syracuse, the 8 seed. So yeah, that's going to be it. I hope you guys, enjoy your brackets. Hope you guys enjoy watching. Anything else left to say, Don?
Go Owls.
Go Temple. Yeah, we're also Temple fans. They play in the first 4 matchups as well. So definitely gonna be rooting on Villanova, Temple, all those guys from the Pennsylvania area, New Jersey area, anything like that. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. We will probably know the winner by the first couple rounds, seeing what's happened. If Duke or Tennessee gets gets knocked out, it won't be too big because we both have them, so it'll pretty much erase that. But definitely the upsets we're looking for. That's the great thing about March Madness. So anyways, let me stop rambling, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to leave a like, comment down below, tell me your guys' picks, your Final Four picks, your Elite 8 picks, whatever you guys want to do. Definitely share with me. It'll definitely be cool to compare that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. Peace.